Hey y'all, I'm Carolina Tony. Today the road brings me to Bryson City, North Carolina, and we are here to take an excursion on the Great Smoky Mountain Railroad. I'm going to share with you 5 tips to help make your trip more enjoyable. And we'll get started right after this station identification. So you can get an unobstructed view. Carolina Shine. And the McNeil. Okay, well apparently we're set in a dining car. We are on the Silver Star. This is a dining car, and we booked it because this is a long train ride, and we figured, hey, it's in the middle of the day, we'll get lunch. There's a lot of things that you don't know when you're looking online or when you're looking at pictures. Remember, the pictures will show you the best of everything. Well, I want to try to show you some things to watch out for. Alright, well, this is table G. These tables are lettered after the alphabet, and there's table 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 and 2 would be there, 3 and 4 would be where I'm sitting, and they would be quite cramped if your husband and wife want to sit beside each other. Also, something else you need to be aware of is the windows. Not all of the windows are very clear. You can see this window is kind of scratched up, where this one's a little better. Here's tip number 1. When you book your tour, make sure you get a table or a seat on the left side of the train if you're doing the Nantahala Gorge tour. That way you'll see more. On the right side of the train, all you see is the flat side of a mountain.
Guys, if you look up, that's why it's called the Silver Star. Yeah?
That's why they call it the Silver Star.
Good morning,
They're really cool
everyone.
at night.
Welcome to the Great Smoky Mountain Railroad. This is the Nantahala Gorge excursion. My name is Kim, and I'll be taking care of you. So on your tables, I have put some tumbler cups. If you guys want to come up one at a time or send one person from your party to get beverages, we have Coke, Diet Coke, Sprite, water, lemonade, sweet and unsweet.
As part of our excursion, we were furnished with these souvenir tumblers and unlimited drinks.
We also do ask that during our trip today, you please remain seated in the car.
We also selected a meal, and it looks like Miss Debbie got chicken salad with potato salad, and I have barbecue with potato salad and coleslaw. this, I'll go into this other car. This is kind of cool. And this thing is rocking and rolling. I did it. There's a little dining car here. These seats on one side there to the back. 2 on each side, 4 on the other. Little tables. I think this is first class. We're gonna go back to coach. This is a long train.
Hot roast. Hot roast.
This is something you wouldn't want your small children to step across. It's where the 2 trains connect together. Here is the bar area.
Clements Dome is about 7 miles southwest of Newfound Gap, which sits on the state line between Cherokee, North Carolina, and Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
And there is Fontana Lake. A houseboat. Tip 2, get a window seat. Even if there are 2 of you, you can still both get a window seat, setting facing each other. That way, you'll be sure to have a good view without having to look over someone you don't even know. All right, the Piedmont, this is coach class. It's kind of an old train. This railroad was constructed to build the Biltmore House. George Vanderbilt, being a railroad tycoon, had this railroad built in order that he may bring in all the material to build that massive mansion. Here comes the order. All these folks are in first class, of course, but if you notice on the table, they're all drinking out of fruit jars. This car is the Carolina Shine, and these folks paid for the moonshine experience. So you would expect the moonshine would be in the fruit jars because that's the way you're supposed to drink moonshine, but here's what you really drink out of. So listen, just so you know, how many can you get?
They give you 7.
Oh, 7. Well, that's it. When the train gets to the Nantahala Outdoor Center, it actually splits in half. There's part there and the other part back this way. It splits in half so cars can get through. They don't block a crossing. We're here for approximately an hour and then we'll join back up and continue on back to our destination. Okay, check out this guy in the kayak. He's gonna try to go up the waterfall. Let's see what happens. I think I can. No, I can't. Oop, no, I can't. Okay, I think I'll give it a try. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Nope, it don't work that way. Here's the Nantahala Outdoor Center Adventure. Shoot, what is this? There it is. Here is another tip for you. The seats at the very end facing the galley and facing the door where you go into the next car. Those are not the most desirable seats. Try to pick one towards the center of the car. That way you'll be able to see a lot more. This is the Shine car. They already have them a sample of moonshine. with a piece of pie. Now, if you don't mind the heat, the humidity, or if it's cold, being cold, the open air car is the way to go, because you undoubtedly get some of the best views. There's nothing to obstruct you, and the window's always, there's no window. And they do have some ceiling fans, and the seats face outward. Remember what I said on the Nantahala Gorge tour? Set on the left side of the train for the best view.
Tip number 3. If you are cold natured, bring you a jacket. I had to go and buy a sweatshirt when we stopped at the Nantahala Outdoor Center. So again, tip number 3.
There's an engine on each end of the train. The diesel locomotive at the end of it, and back behind us, the steam locomotive. And if you love kudzu, there's a lot of it here. Here is another tip for you. If you get motion sickness, do not choose the Silver Star as a car that you own. This car was built in the 40s for Amtrak, and it was meant to go very fast. And we're going about 25, and this thing rocks and rolls. So if you get motion sickness, this will not be a fun trip for you. Tip number 4. When you book your tickets online, make sure you pay for parking then. That way when you get here, you won't be having to look all over the place for somewhere to park. It'll be all taken care of. Built before the Civil War, it is the oldest house in Swain County. And I think it's abandoned. All right, tip number 5, and this is probably one of the most important tips, is the servers, Kim, they work their tails off. So tip number 5, before you leave the train, don't forget to tip them. They do everything in their power to make sure you have a great trip, and Kim, I've had a great trip. Didn't know what to expect, but it was all worth it. We got 2 tumblers, 2 tote bags, one with a picture of the steam engine as well as the diesel locomotive. Okay, we have come to the end of the line. We are fixing to deboard and head back home. It's been a great trip here on the Smoky Mountain Railroad. What did you think?
I thought it was a good ride. Good food, good company, good scenery.
Yeah, the staff here really works hard to make sure you have a great time. Everyone's really nice. I'm sure you see everything that you can possibly see that you wanted to see. This trip to the Nantahala Gorge It's what, 4.5 hours?
Yes.
It's maybe a little long, especially if you have small children, because you basically see the same thing going one way as you do going back, except in reverse. But, you know, it was good. And the air conditioning is really works well. As you can see, she had to buy her a shirt at the halfway point. Well, I hope you have enjoyed our trip on the Smoky Mountain Railway. If you did, be sure to give us a big old thumbs up. Be sure to share this video with your family and friends. But until next time,
Y'all have a good day.
yeah, what she said.